Welcome to PHDU. Today we'll be using negative space as the main inspiration for our compositions. I was just doing some B-rolls, some other shots of some trees and stuff, and I saw these leaves up here, and I was getting a nice shot on the camera in sharp focus of one leaf in the background, and behind it you'd see all these little green dots of the other leaves that are in the background from the sun, and I think that's negative space. I'm not entirely sure, but I still want to give that a go.
So for my shot, what I think negative space is getting a subject, and then behind them it's just like a blue sky or a black wall or something that's just kind of concentrated and just a very vibrant color. So I'm going to get Josh, I'm going to photograph Josh, and I'm going to put him on top of the hill up here, and then what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get a little bit of green at the bottom, but most of it is just going to be the blue.
So I've just turned the corner and there's this nice tree here. It's in shadows and it's nice and dark, and I'm thinking of getting a portrait of Maddy and the tree encapsulating the background. I think I'll have to crop it in post, but it's a hard one. Negative space is a hard one. I'm not sure if I'm using. I think negative space is meant to meant to isolate the subject, or it's meant to put focus on the subject because there's so much space around them. It's hard. I haven't actually looked up a definition, so let's actually look up a definition. It's quite simply the space that surrounds an object in an image. Just as important as the object itself, negative space helps to define the boundaries of positive space and brings balance to a composition. So negative space is just a space around a subject. So in those simple terms, I'm going to get Maddie to sit on this bench, and I'm going to try to frame her smaller and make the frame more about the plants behind her, because there's some nice light on those too from the sun.
It's like I've been bitten by something now, so my lips, I'm having an allergic reaction to something. But aside from that, I have an idea. And the idea is there's this rocky kind of wall behind us. And there's just one corner just right in there, which I think has enough depth as negative space to put Josh or myself in front of it.
We've got this nice wall of greenery. There's some really nice light in the corners and on the ground here, so I think I might frame myself in this. I think I'll stand in the middle and I'll direct Maddie on how to take this photo. We thought we'd try a reflection this week. Negative space, it's with all these challenges it's hard. I mean, when you start going out looking to do a certain thing, you got to get your mind into it. You got to go, okay, let's take a couple of photos and really just start focusing on what I think low angle is, what I think negative space is. And it takes you a couple of photos, but I think once you get towards the end of it, you're like, yeah, I think I got some good photos that represent what I think that is.
Yeah, and what's difficult is that like for me especially, like doing like industrial and angle and that kind of stuff, like I would go on to Google Images and try and replicate that kind of stuff, but with the places and locations that we chose, it was hard because what I had in mind like wasn't there. The
whole point is to challenge ourselves and go, this is what you're doing, this is the camera you've got, now make the best image you can with those things. And I think it makes for some unique images, because we've walked around here before and we've taken some photos, but thinking about negative space specifically, you don't think of certain compositions, and then you get photos that you never would have taken because you're thinking in a certain way.
I feel like negative space is just kind of like an untold little story. So you know, you have your subject, and you have like whatever it is as your negative space, and then you kind of just make up, because it's so minimalistic, you can kind of make up what you want in it, and it's being able to kind of compose that so effectively that when people look at it, they do think of like that, you know, in that way.
Overall though, I think we got some really nice images today. It was a good location actually. I didn't think
sunny
it was
day as well.
Yeah, sunny day, really nice light this morning
Yeah.
actually. I didn't think it was going to turn out as good as I thought. Because just trees and stuff, I don't like shooting them just because of the fringing and the purple around the edges, and it's. But either way, I think we've done a good job. I think it's turned out a lot more interesting than I thought, and more importantly, we got some nice photos out of it.